nine, eight, seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. Dead.
Currently, the most in vogue thought concerning the Anthropocene considers the environmental crisis through the prism of action. According to this thought, it is necessary to go beyond the opposition between subject and object in order to recognize, as Llindar puts it, the agency of non-human creatures, whether animate or inanimate. We must not stop there without risking the comeback of the opposition we are trying to overthrow. What I am trying to say is that we must be careful about this category of action. And we must be wary of the empowerment that it pretends to operate. As highlighted by the art of tears that I mentioned earlier, the lesson of our time is also, and perhaps above all, that we are suffering. Reviving the old nature or endowing it with new positive qualities doesn't suffice. It is necessary that the anthropos, the human, learns to suffer. But understand this. I am not speaking of expiatory suffering. I am not saying that we must pay for our crimes or the crimes of our fathers. The suffering that I am speaking of is of another nature. It is an elemental and almost cosmological suffering. Because if each thing is linked to one another, if everything is entangled, then everything suffers everything. In the slightest sense of the term. To sense. To undergo. To feel the other. It is thus a double revelation. We realize that all beings that compose that which we call nature are agents, actors, and people that invent forms, etc. However, at the same time, another knowledge is revealed. We realize that all beings that compose that which we call human or humanity are patients, messengers, people who suffer, undergo, ache, and are absorbed by passion. In the zone of affectivity, the world reveals its truth, which is that it is a true colander. Everything passes through it. That's why today, everything is upside down. What appears then, at the time of the Anthropocene, is the growing desire to reach a zone situated beyond binary oppositions that constitute the world as bequeathed to us. A zone situated beyond or below these oppositions. Or perhaps between the terms that compose them. This is of course the opposition between nature and culture, as well as between inside and outside, and from one thing to another. All oppositions of the world. Through our eyes damp with tears, an interstitial zone appears to us, and we start to think that it would be a better place to live. It is the revelatory part of the apocalypse which is being performed at this very moment, and in which we might as well participate. Our time is like a soap opera where we bounce back and forth. Our world keeps crumbling. Our eyes are constantly red and wide open. One would think we are hallucinating. But from disaster to disaster, from revelation to revelation, we understand that it is just a game and that we can change the rules. As in a good soap opera, it is enough to know how to play the game. As Foucault stated, we must think that what exists is far from filling all possible spaces. To make a truly unavoidable challenge of the question, what can we make work? What new game can we invent?
So that's just the living room. Sorry, there's a lot of mess over here. So, and this is the second part of the living room. There's the kitchen, and then yeah, and there are like 3 bedrooms over here. One is there, one is here, and this is the third one. So yep.